Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Coffee with Casey, where we talk about the market conditions and things that are going on. And today, we're going to talk about taking advantage of the opportunities in the real estate market. And there are plenty of opportunities. Only 17% of the homes that are being listed in some of our market areas are successful listings. In other words, a successful listing is one that goes on the market, goes under contract within 6 days, no contingencies, and settles on time. So that success rate is now 17%. One home went under contract over the last 7 days, while 5 withdrew unsold. So what happens is it creates an opportunity for buyers and sellers, and we need to take advantage of that. So let's talk about one of the key words that's made a lot of people a lot of money, and all successful people are one thing. They are all contrarians. When everybody's selling, they buy. When everybody's buying, they sell. Now, right this second are all the buyers out, all the move-up buyers out? The answer is no, they're not. The move-up buyers are not out in the market. So what does that tell you? If you're a contrarian, now is the time to make your move up buy, right? Why? Well, the difference between a home selling correctly, top dollar, or making mistakes and going into what we call the death spiral of the pricing and selling very cheap. 17% of the homes are succeeding and 83% of the homes are failing. So I'm going to show you some exact examples of this today. I'm going to actually go in. We're going to look at all the things that happen in Vienna. I'm going to go right online and show it to you. And I'm going to show you how I arrive at some of these numbers and where the opportunities really are. And why this is no place for amateurs, but there is place for people that are looking for opportunities. Okay. So let's do this. Let me go ahead and I'm going to go on to the MLS, and then I'll bring you all in on this. Okay. As soon as I get to my page, I don't want anybody to see my secret numbers. All right. So I'm going to bring you to a place where I'm going to show you what's happened in one major market that we deal at, and that is Vienna. Okay. So in the last 7 days, I'll bring it up here right now. So this is Vienna, and this is what has happened in the last 7 days. 3 homes have closed. Now, the reason why these are successes, see how the 6 days, 6 days, and 2 days, that means they went under contract quickly. They got to settlement without popping out. And those are successful sales. So in the last 7 days, 3 homes have successfully sold. I don't count the coming soon because they're just coming soon and they really have no outcome yet. Well, let's look at the actives. Okay. So we look at the actives, and if these went active in the last 7 days, then I ask myself, why are they at 21 days, right? So, and this one at 35 days. So let's go over here and take a look at this house. And you can see that what they did was they went on the market at 1.379. They sat, they dropped, they went under contract, they went temporarily off, they went back to active and decreased it. See how they're going in a downward spiral? So they did just go active, but that's after they failed to sell the home. Usually it's a contingency. And now they're in that death spiral of they're subject to one buyer coming in to buy the home. They're going to get a home inspection, and that home inspection is going to beat the sellers up, and it may or may not kick out again. So a house that could have sold, and I'm familiar with the house, if listed at 1.3 million, they would have sold at 1.35 with no contingencies, but they didn't. They decided to go at 1.379 with someone else, and it sat, and then the price was dropped, and they got a contract, and the contract kicked out. This is an opportunity for a buyer, right? Because the market has passed on it. The sellers are getting desperate. They're getting extremely anxious. They're dropping the price. And that's what's called an opportunity. So let's go back. Let's go back to the rest of them. Let me just get this in here. Go back again. Okay, so let's look at all the houses. So all of these active houses that are on for 33, 35, 30, 21, these are unsuccessful active listings. We really don't know yet on these two. You don't know. They just came on the market, so we'll see. All of these A/C, that means active with contingencies. They are all failures, right? Why is it a failure? Well, if 50% of the homes that go under contract with a contingency come back to active, then that means that you are under contract right now, but you have a 50% chance of failure in going back on the market. When you go back on the market, you have to drop your price. Buyers think there's something wrong with the house, and you're in a downward spiral. So all of these A/C, I wouldn't even show A/C active with contingencies on my market snapshots, because you know what? They're in limbo, and most of them are going to kick back. So I wouldn't even show them as pending. But for this purpose, there you go. There's 7 went under contract in 7 days. These 7 went under contract in 7 days, and they all have contingencies. When I sit down with a seller, the one thing we do not want is a contingency. We do not want a home inspection. We just don't want it. I'm telling you, they kick out. And for the sheer fact that these actives, half of them have come back on the market because they failed their contingency, which means the home inspection failed and they couldn't come to an agreement, and they're back on the market. Now, not only are you back on the market, but now you have disclosure issues that are a real problem. Because if they found something in that home inspection, now you have to disclose it. Fix it or disclose it. So really, when we come down here, we have one that went temp off. Something's wrong there. One that's pending. And I will be honest with you, this is our listing on Tapawingo. You know, yes, we were going to try and go off at 1.35. Our predictive analysis showed it. There was nobody there. So we went off at 1.3, multiple contracts, over list price, under contract, secured with no contingencies. That's a success. So if 8 homes go under contract and only one of them is pending and the others have contingencies, these are failures and this is a success. Here's 5 homes that withdrew unsold and expired. Okay, so let's take a look at one of them. Let's take a look at what it's like to fail and be on that downward spiral. So I met with these people and I said, you need to list somewhere around 900, maybe 899. Another realtor said 1.1 million. Okay. So they listed with somebody else. Then they listed with somebody else. And now they're moving it down and they listed with somebody else. Now remember, we're starting in May of 2022. It is, what is it, August of 2023. Here we go, onto the downward spiral. Now somebody got it down low and they canceled it. And they put it on and they canceled it. And now they went down here, price decrease, expired, canceled. So I count, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 times. The home was listed 9 times and did not sell. That's what I'm talking about, folks. So basically, if we look at this thing, and this is available on the KC Samson team, it's the 7-day updates. Just go to Market Snapshot, go to Vienna, and you'll see this exact document up online. And you can look at this all of the time, but I'm kind of telling you how to analyze these things. But if you are a buyer, look, see, here's the actives. Let me just pull it over. Here's the actives right here. Look at the days on market. Failure, 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 failure. Right? So once they get to a certain days on market, you're in real trouble. These just are so fresh, they haven't been tested yet. But we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that have kicked out because the contingency, they couldn't satisfy the contingency. If I'm a buyer, I'm in the market. Why? There are no move-up buyers. Nobody's really moving up. Now's the time to take advantage of that in your move-up buyers. And I'll tell you why. I know you don't want to leave a 2.5, but to get to a 7.5, but you need a bigger house, and you can move up now and refinance later. It'll come back. It'll never get back to the 2.5 range, but it's going to get back to the probably 4, 4.5, somewhere around in there, which all you have to think about is I need a house for my family and this one's too small. So the move up buyers, now is a good time because if you're with somebody smart, like our team, and by the way, this one up here that sold in however many days that is, Martineau sold in, what was it, 6 days? That's one of ours too. So 2 out of the 4 successes out of all of these homes, only, 2 out of the 4 success stories were our listings in which the buyers listened to exactly what we said and did it. So no bragging. I'm just saying, don't be afraid to put your house on the market because 83% of the people are failing. As long as you follow protocol, as long as you know what the value is, you test it, you get the home prepared the way it should, and put it on the market, it's going to sell in the first weekend. They always do. I mean, I'm not saying that 100% of ours did, and only 17% of the rest did. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, we're at 96% of the homes we put on the market all sold in the first 6 days. So no, that's pretty accurate. So as long as you follow the protocols that we talk about here on this show, then we're in the 96% success rate, whereas everybody else is 17% success rate. I told you the market was going to be tough. I told you the summer brings tougher markets. This is it. But if you're a buyer and you can get a house for $200,000 less than you would have paid if interest rates were 2.5, where do you think that price would be? $300,000-$400,000 higher, right? So there's a balance here, right? Okay, you're not getting the lower interest rate, but you're not paying the higher price. If it was 2.5%, those houses would be astronomical. Couldn't afford it. So it's best to buy in high interest rate times when the prices are suppressed. Get the lock-in price, date the rate, marry the house, right? Get that house at a good price, and then let interest rates come down over the next 2 years, and that's when you refinance, and that's when you go in permanent. So I think the move up buyer pool, which there currently is none. I mean, it is so scarce. People that are thinking and waiting on the sidelines to sell their house and move up now, all you're thinking about is, can I get that house, that beautiful house, at a good price? The answer is absolutely. Follow the 83%. If they had done that right, that house would sell. If they did what I asked them to do, it would sell for 1.35 to 1.375. May have got 1.4. I doubt that. But I'm pretty confident it's 135 to 1.375. But in the downward spiral they're currently in, it's going to be somewhere at about 1.275. Lock in the rate, 100,000 more than they could have got because they made a mistake. That's when you come in and get that house. And you think that, yes, the mortgage payment is $2,000 higher, but how many $2,000 do you have to have over a period of time to reach $100,000 in discount on price? Be a contrarian. If nobody's moving up, move up. If nobody's selling, sell. In this case, as long as people do it right, they're going to win whether they're selling or buying. Are there buyers out there? Yes. Will buyers buy it in 6 days? Yes. Our last 50 properties all sold within 6 days. So are they out there? Yes. Are there multiple contracts? Yes. Will they come in without a home inspection? The answer is yes. Now, How can I be so confident when 7 out of 8 houses went under contract here and 7 of them had home inspections? How can I say, well, we're going to sell the house, we're going to get multiple contracts, and we're not going to have any inspections? Because it happens every single weekend, sometimes 2, sometimes 3. Okay. And here's how you do it. And I've talked about this before. You do a preemptive home inspection. You have a 6-point home inspection where they're just checking the roof, electrical, heating, cooling, plumbing, making sure there's no mold or cracks in the basement. Do that so that make sure the big systems are all checked. Have it sitting there waiting for the buyers. When you go to list your house, make sure it's in perfect, really good condition. In other words, do the paint, do the hardware, do the flooring, do what you have to do to get that house ready and have it ready for the market. Put the house on the market at a price that we think we can get, that we think will attract multiple buyers. If it doesn't test well during the coming soon period, you do a predictive analysis. The predictive analysis says there are no buyers at 1.35, move to 1.3. We move to 1.3, we get multiple contracts, we get over list price, and we have no home inspection. And we do it every weekend. This is not a private show. Anybody can watch this show. So let me ask you something. Why are people, I don't understand these numbers. I don't understand why all of these are active and keep coming back on the market. And I don't understand why these active with contingencies, why 7 of the 8 accepted contracts that are active with contingencies. What in the hell is going on? I know it's a tough market, but 17% success rate is not good. We got withdrawals and expireds all over. So I try and preach the fact that there is a system. It's not rocket science. The modeling and the pricing is rocket science, but the predictive analysis is not rocket science. So I would just say this. The opportunities then, if we go back to taking advantage of the opportunities in the market, if I'm a move-up buyer, I'm going to be a contrarian. I'm going to move up where I can get some homes that are 100 to 200,000 under market value. And I would go get them. And let me tell you something. If you go to a seller that has been on the market and had to drop their price and then went under contract and had a home inspection and then came back on because the home inspection kicked out and then had to drop a price, tell me the desperation, emotional desperation of that seller. They'll take anything. That's the seller I want. As a buyer, that's the seller I want to go after, right? The market has beat them up. I do blame the realtors. I do blame them for putting houses on the market too high. So, it is what it is. It is what it is. I think there's an easy remedy to stop this. So if people are thinking of moving up, now's the time to do it. If people are thinking of selling, now's the time to do it. As long as you do it right. Okay. So anyways, that's my look at the market. You can keep an update on the market every Monday. I do this so you can look at what the market is doing. We really analyze this. All of our agents analyze these reports because we need to be able to accurately tell our sellers and tell our buyers how the market is doing. And this is the way we can take advantage of a market. This is the way we take advantage of a market for our clients. Don't take a contract contingent on a home inspection. That's just a death spiral. You go back on the market, it's a death spiral. So we're going to do everything in our power, like we have to do, put the listings on, get them sold in 96 hours, no contingencies, no home inspections, and get that thing to settlement where the sellers are in a safe position. So anyways, that's a look at the market. You can check up on your market anytime. Just go to CaseySampson.com, market snapshot. This is Coffee with Casey. My name is Casey Sampson. If you're looking for me, I'm at 703-508-2535, and I do pick up my phone. or you can email me at casey@caseysampson.com. Thanks for listening in. I really, truly hope that my listeners follow advice, win in this market, take advantage of the market. If you're a seller, you're going out on a high. If you're a buyer, you're taking advantage of those that are doing it wrong. But this is called the wild, wild west. When real estate gets quirky like this, it is the wild, wild west. And that's when there are huge opportunities. That's when you make it. That's lost its efficiency. And that's when you jump in on markets and take advantage of it. You've been listening to Coffee with Casey. My name is Casey Sampson. If you're looking for me, 703-508-2535. We'll see you again next Thursday on Coffee with Casey. Bye now.